Excellencies, distinguished representatives, brothers and sisters, at the outset, I would like to extend to you A very warm welcome in our midst today. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our honorable guest from the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh, and His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Minister for Foreign Affairs of Djibouti. I want to thank you profusely for the continued support to Djibouti in this long, hard, and difficult road. You were with us at every event we organized. You shared your thoughts, insights on all the issues we will have to deal with if we are elected to the Security Council. May I now invite you, before we start our program, to listen to the national anthem. I would like now to invite you to listen to an address by His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic of Djibouti.
Alhamdulillah, distinguished representatives, Djibouti stands with you. At the outset, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to you to this virtual reception to mark the end of our campaign for a non-permanent seat at the Security Council for the period 2021-2022. This has been a long, arduous campaign, but it has also been a lively and enriching experience. We have learned so much listening to your priorities, interests, concerns, and viewpoints on many of the problems affecting our troubled world today. On June 27th, Djibouti will celebrate 43 years of independence. For those 43 years, Djibouti has promoted the values of peace and tolerance. It has successfully mediated many peace efforts in the region. It has embarked upon a major and inclusive peace initiative for Somalia as early as 2000 with the Arta Conference that culminated in the formation of a government that enabled Somalia to reoccupy its seats at the United Nations and in regional bodies. 2 days ago, 20 years after that conference, I hosted in Djibouti a dialogue between Somalia and Somaliland, which we hope will allow for meaningful progress and tangible benefits for millions of people. Similarly, Djiboutians have always opened their homes and their hearts to those in need of humanitarian assistance. Indeed, by law, we have given refugees and asylum seekers equal rights to education, health, care, work, and even movement outside refugee camps. Djibouti stands with its international partners in the fight against terrorism and maritime piracy. It has contributed to international peace and security, including by opening its territory to allied forces fighting the source of terrorism. Djibouti stands with its African and Arab partners as chair of the Peace and Security Council for the months of February and again in September 2020, and a member of the Council of Arab and African States. Djibouti has and will continue to work alongside its partners in order to maintain as main priorities the situations in Libya and the Sahel, peace in South Sudan and Somalia, but also challenges regarding cooperation and economic integration to the Horn and the Red Sea. If elected on June 17th, Djibouti will simultaneously serve on both councils and will therefore be in a position to have an input on African country-specific situations on the agenda of the Council. Djibouti stands with you. We will work with other members of the Security Council on efforts to address contemporary challenges such as famine, pandemic disease, transitional organized crime, cyber security, and many more. In that respect, I am pleased to announce that in response to the joint IMO-UNCTAD call for international coordination, cooperation, and solidarity with seafarers, Djibouti stands ready to provide facilitation and necessary support to those seeking to conduct crew change operations. Djibouti est fier d'appartenir à la famille francophone et elle en appelle à la solidarité de ses membres, car la solidarité, c'est ce qui fait d'éléments épars un solide. Avec votre soutien, si Djibouti est élu, elle défendra vigoureusement le multilinguisme au sein du Conseil de sécurité. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة المندوبون الموقرون، جمهورية جيبوتي تجدد دعمها وتضامنها مع حكومة اليمنية الشرعية، وكذلك نجدد دعمنا وتضامننا مع قضية الشعب الفلسطيني فيما يضمن حقه، ونجدد دعمنا وتضامننا مع مواقف وقرارات جامعة الدول العربية بالشأن الليبي. Djibouti will continue to stand with those in need. Yes, Djibouti stands with you. On June 17th, please stand with Djibouti. Wish you health, stay safe, and keep well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you, Excellency, Mr. President, for this inspiring message. It now gives me great pleasure to give the floor to His Excellency Minister Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Djibouti, to address you. Excellency, you have the floor.
Permanent seat mandate at the Security Council for 2021 and 2022. We also know that tomorrow is the D-Day, the election day. We bear the sincere hope that the outcome of that vote will reflect the strong attachment of member countries to the rules and regulations pertaining to equity, rotation, and recency principles. We do expect that the vote will reaffirm that all countries, small or big, have the legitimate right to be represented at the Security Council. Needless to say that small countries have valuable contributions in peace building, developmental, policy promotion, environment protection, and the fight against pandemic. Djibouti has an internationally recognized track record in these fields. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, just to give you the latest and most recent example of peace promotion, my president just spoke about it. Djibouti is right now hosting the Somaliland talks, in which 4 heads of states of the region have participated. The dialogue is making progress on critical issues of paramount importance for the two parties. In terms of development and integration policies, Djibouti is the gateway to a country of 100 million inhabitants, Ethiopia, with an infrastructure integration program that's referred to as a role model for the whole African continent. Electrified railway interconnection and power interconnection and fiber optic interconnection between the two countries. In the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, Djibouti has been so proactive that we championed the strategy of the 3 T's: trace, test, and treat. On the continent here also, Djibouti is referred to as the good example to follow. Excellences, chers amis, nous arrivons au terme d'une campagne pour ce siège non permanent au Conseil de sécurité pour l'Afrique de l'Est et la période 2021-2022. La campagne de Djibouti a été marquée par des actions dignes, légitimes, propres et sans fioriture. Nous avons été animés par la recherche de l'équité et de la justice dans cette campagne, car nous avons la conviction que les petits pays ont aussi le droit de siéger au Conseil de sécurité sur la base des principes de rotation et de fréquence. Par ailleurs, les petits pays ont la capacité d'apporter une contribution louable à la paix et à la stabilité du monde. Djibouti l'a fait en 1993 et en 1994 lorsqu'elle était membre du Conseil de sécurité. Il est grand temps pour nous, et grâce au soutien de tous vos pays, de revendiquer ce droit légitime de figurer parmi les pays élus au siège non permanent. Il ne faut pas que ce soit toujours les mêmes qui revendiquent ce droit au détriment des principes de rotation et de fréquence. Djibouti reste confiante que demain, lors du vote, l'équité l'emportera sur l'injustice, le droit sur les passe-droits et le respect des règles établies sur des intérêts étriqués. L'actuel ambassadeur de Djibouti, l'ambassadeur Mohamed Ziad Douale, continuera à représenter Djibouti aux Nations Unies. Je vous souhaite à tous, ainsi qu'à vos familles, de rester en bonne santé et vous remercie de votre soutien pour la candidature de Djibouti. Je vous remercie.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Minister, for this important message. I would now like to invite you to enjoy a taste of the rich culture of Djibouti.
dalxiiskiyo daawashada anay ii doorato buubkii biladgeesigiyo anaa daladeeda sida waxay sirid yabnee nibadhole mudho dibug xagabtan leh gedhantikixnam leh figaadhe koo gedha micengayarkayna siwirya badbuulu nayro talemsabta Sesa, 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 sesa. Baddani igu dayrane, barwaaqaadu dibadata. Kalluunkiyo kaydka dihin baldaya. Deqdiyo nimcada, deqdiyo nimcada, nimcada. أنا صايحنا مع فقبلسنا قيامه هو يامي سمع لكون نبنا قيامه هو يامي عالم مويسيسنا قدنتي مقللة كني نوم ديقلي نباو كوكي بالا أحان درجة كويلي dalkayga xadaarada leh bulshada isku duubane dalkoodiyo nabadda jecel waxaan u ducaynayaa hoggaanshaha doobirta leh geesiga ku dadaale dalxiiska horow marshe dareemay qiimihiisa way dareemay qiimihiisa waxaan darajada ku helay dalkayga xadaarada leh bulshada isu duubane dalkoodiyo nabadda jecel kah abam kadha duucaana badhagraay faatole agatah nice fadhaanam kayniyay matacba kunna daabise abto kursaa dareeme Dabisi up to Bursa, Sesa, Sesa. shaaxa duubirta leh geesiga ku dadaale dalxiiska horow marshe dareemay qiimihiisa way dareemay qiimihiisa c'est comme ça c'est ça.
A big hand to this young artist from Djibouti, Mr. Awale. I promised that we would make it short and sweet, so we will soon close our program. But before we do so, let me just say this. As a good friend of mine says, being in a competitive elections may be unfortunate, but it's not a tragedy. As far as we're concerned, Djibouti and our competitor, we've been here before. We had to compete for a seat at the UN Human Rights Council. That was back in 2009. So we've been there before. But it's a tremendous challenge, I tell you. The amount of time I spent debunking a spurious claim that there is an AU endorsed candidate was incalculable. After all, we have to embrace the reality that we live in an era where the threat of infodemic is real. As far as we're concerned, I think we tackle the infodemic in an effective manner. You all have received the flood of notes and documents that offered credible and verifiable information on the process. I will therefore not belabor the point, but we are frankly tired of towing and throwing on this subject. Let me simply say this. Under the AU rules of procedures and the long established tradition and practice, Djibouti should indisputably be the sole African candidate. But in the absence of consensus, Djibouti has faith in the democratic process at the General Assembly. So may the best win. Djibouti would like to also renew his deepest gratitude to all of the countries that have expressed support. We are immensely grateful to the OIC, the Arab League, and the Francophonie for their endorsement and unwavering support. Tomorrow, on June the 17th, vote for Djibouti, a reliable partner for peace, a force for good. Thank you all. Be safe.